boys and girls, from me, Henry, and Nibble. Now don't forget, if you like tonight's story, hit the like button, ring the bell, and hit the subscribe. By hitting the subscribe button, you will be the first to know when I, Henry, bring out a new video. Now children, are we snuggled in? If so, then we shall begin. Tonight's story is called The Wolf and the 7 Young Goslings. Oh dear me. The story of a greedy wolf. Once upon a time, there was an old goose who had 7 young goslings and loved them as only a mother can love her children. One day she was going into the wood to seek for provender, and before setting off she called all 7 to her and said, "Dear children, I am obliged to go into the wood, so be on your guard against the wolf, for if he gets in here, he will eat you up, feathers, skin and all. So guard yourselves against the wolf. The villain often disguises himself, but you can easily recognize him by his rough voice and horrible black paws." The children answered, "Dear Mummy, we will take great care you may go without any anxiety." So the old lady was comforted and set off cheerily for the wood. Before long, someone knocked at the door and cried, "Open, open, open, my dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something for each of you." But the goslings soon perceived by the rough voice that it was the wolf. "We will not open," said they. "You are not our mummy, for she has a sweet and lovely voice. But your voice is rough. You are the wolf." Thereupon, the wolf set off to a merchant and bought a large lump of chalk. He ate it, and it made his voice very sweet. Back he came, knocked at the door again and cried, "Open, open, open, my dear children. Your mother is here and has brought you something each." But the wolf laid his black paws on the windowsill. When the children saw it, they cried, "We will not open. Our mother has not black feet like you. You are the wolf." So the wolf ran off to the baker and said, "I have hurt my foot. Please put some dough in it." And when the baker had plastered it with dough, the wolf went to the miller and cried, "Strew some meal on my paws." But the miller thought to himself, "Oh dear me, the wolf wants to deceive someone," and he hesitated to do it till the wolf said to him, "If you don't do it at once, I will eat you up." So the miller was afraid and made his paws white. Such is the way of the world. Now came the rogue back for a 3rd time, knocked and said, "Open the door, open the door, open the door, dear children. Your mother has came home and has brought you something for each out of the woods." The little goslings cried, "Show us your paws first, that we may see whether you are indeed our mummy." So he laid his paws on the windowsill, and when the goslings saw that they were white, they believed it was right and opened the door. And who should come in but the wolf? They screamed out and tried to hide themselves. One jumped under the table, another into the bed, the third into the oven, The fourth ran into the kitchen. The fifth hopped into a chest. The sixth underneath the wash tub. And the seventh got into the clock case. But the wolf seized all of them and stood on no ceremony with them. One after the other, he gobbled them up as fast as he could, all except the youngest, who was been in a clock case he couldn't find. When the wolf had eaten his fill, he strolled forth, laid himself down in a grassy green meadow under a tree, and went fast asleep. Not long afterwards, back came the old goose, home from the woods. But what a lass did she see! The house door was wide open. Tables, chairs and benches were all overthrown. The wash tub lay in ashes. Blankets and pillows were torn off the bed. She looked for her children, but nowhere could she find them. She called them each by name, but nobody answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a little squeaky voice answered, "Dear Mummy, I'm in the clock case." She pulled him out, and he told her how the wolf had came and eaten up all the others. You may think how she wept for her dear children. At last, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest gosling ran beside her. And when she came to the meadow, there lay the wolf under the tree, snoring till the boughs shook. She walked around and examined him on all sides. Still she perceived that something was moving and kicking about inside him. Can it be, she thought, that my poor children, whom he has swallowed for his supper, are yet still alive? So she sent the little gosling back to the house for a pair of scissors and a needle and thread, and began to slit up the monster's stomach. Scarcely had she given one snip when out came the head of the gosling, and when she had cut a little further, the six jumped out of her, one after another, not having taken the least hurt, because the greedy monster had swallowed them down whole. Oh, what a joy they expressed their mother tenderly, and skipped about as lively as a tailor at his wedding. But the old goose said, "Now go and find me 6 large stones, which we will put inside the greedy beast while he is still asleep." So the goslings got the stones all in haste, and they put them inside the wolf. And the old goose sewed him up again in a great hurry, while he never once moved nor took any notice. Now when the wolf woke up at last and began to get up on his legs, he found he was very, very thirsty and wished to go to the spring for a drink. But as soon as he began to move, the stones inside him began to shake and rattle inside him till he cried, "What's this rumbling and tumbling? What's this rattling like bones? I thought I'd eaten 6 little geese, but they've all turned out to be stones." And when he came to the spring and bent down his head to drink, the heavy stones were overbalanced, including him, and he went head over heels into the water. Now when the 7 goslings saw this, they came running up to Mummy, crying loudly, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" And they danced for joy all round the spring, and their mother with them. Well, children, wasn't that a lovely story? So, from me, Henry, and Nipper, nighty-night, children, nighty-night, nighty-night.